Hi everybody, I want to thank you for attending the presentation today. My name is Jason Armstead, and the group and myself is going to cover the topic of conflict in the workplace. Something that's extremely important, no matter what you do, where you live, the field that you work in, you're going to deal with conflict at one point or another. So hopefully the information that we provide today is a benefit and can kind of help control and resolve some of those issues. So I put together a PowerPoint, so if you want to follow along with that, just kind of some of the key topics that I'm going to go over today. So I'm going to start with what causes conflict in the workplace. LaDonna will follow with how to handle conflict in the workplace. Mary Beth will go over damage caused by conflict in the workplace. Cherish will go over ways to avoid conflict in the workplace. Misty will come next with how managers should respond to conflict in the workplace, and then to finish it all up, Darcy will go over how to resolve conflict in the workplace. So, to start it off, what causes conflict in the workplace? Every person's different, everybody's different, their personalities, traits, all of that. And that's a good thing. That's a good way to get good productivity out of people, is to bring different people together to feed off of their strengths. However, a lot of that can result in conflict. So there's tons of different reasons out there, any different number of combinations of things that can cause conflict, but I'm going to focus on four main areas today, and that's going to be poor communication, difference in personalities, different values, and competition. So to start it off, poor communication. Everybody has different communication styles. Some people are outspoken, some people are more quiet and reserved, and that's fine. Like I was saying, it's good to have those different traits of people in a group setting. It brings out the best in people. The problem with communication, poor communication, is when you fail to actually communicate. Somebody that's more quiet might not put forth their thoughts or speak how they actually feel about something, while somebody that's more outspoken can tend to do all the talking. So it's not a problem to have those different traits, but you just want to actually make sure you're communicating. Otherwise, nobody's going to want to work in a group, because you're just going to kind of, oh, well, we'll just kind of do our own thing. If I don't put my thoughts out there, maybe they won't ask, and we'll just move on and be done with it. So you just want to actually make sure you're communicating, no matter the different style that you have. Difference in personalities. Like I was saying, everybody is different. We have different backgrounds, we have different experiences in life that kind of shape who we are, and that's a good thing. That leads to these differences. Somebody that's more straightforward or quiet, those are kind of two that are on different ends of the spectrum of somebody that's quiet might view that straightforward person as kind of being abrasive. They feel that they just talk all the time, while somebody that's straightforward could view a more reserved person as, not really pulling their weight. They don't ever speak up. They don't ever have any ideas. And it's not that either of those sides is correct. It's just how they're perceived from others. So you just want to make sure that you are aware and accepting that this person maybe they're quiet, but it doesn't mean that they don't have good ideas. They just might need to be coaxed a little bit to share those. Difference in values. Everybody is different, like we were saying before, and one of the best examples to show these difference in values, if you look at somebody in their 20s and somebody in their 50s, they had completely different, probably completely different life upbringings, different events going on in the world, and those all shaped who they were. One was not better than the other, but you have to accept that everybody's different. Things that you faced are going to be different than things that somebody else faced. And just accept this. If you don't accept this, what you're going to end up doing is insulting the other person. You might feel, well, they're just dismissing how I feel and my values, so I really don't want to work with this person anymore. You're either not going to work in the group, or you're just going to give it your bare minimum, just enough to get by. So you just want to make sure you actually accept people and their differences. It's a good thing. Finally, competition. Competition is one of those things that everybody knows can result in great ideas and increased productivity in the workplace. The flip side of that is unhealthy competition. That's the downside of it. A good example of that is, say somebody's compensation is actually tied to production. After a while, they might feel that the only way to increase their salary and their compensation is at the detriment of others. So they might start throwing people under the bus, doing whatever they can do themselves to get ahead. So while you might see some increased production in the short term for the company, in the long run, it's really only going to hurt. Nobody's going to want to work in groups. They know that everybody's just doing what they can do to get ahead, and they don't really view others as, important. They're really just a stepping stone to getting what they need. So you just want to make sure that that type of unhealthy competition doesn't come into play. So those are the 4 things I wanted to cover. Just to recap: poor communication, difference in personalities, different values, and competition. So hopefully you got something out of that. I'm going to hand it over to LaDonna, and she's going to continue on with how to handle conflict in the workplace. Thank you.